Hey there. Happy Thursday. What a beautiful day to be alive. I'm waiting on Jeffory because he was doing a body rub. And I just called him to say, where are you, man? Because I'm attempting to reach him because we're going to go on a audio. He's going to be talking to me through the computer, just like I did with Harry. And I'm working on connecting with him right now. But I am so happy. Today has been a beautiful day to be alive. I have been so blessed with so many beautiful hearts. Every day is amazing.
Hello.
Hey, there you are.
Hey, perfect.
Okay, now we have him. Hello. So what we're doing right now is part 2, since our first interview last week got interrupted because signal problems, but we're happening. And Jeffory and I do a lot of talking. We were on the phone for a couple hours this morning, and we're not even scratching the scratch. We have, right?
Yeah.
So,
right.
yeah. You know, I have fallen in love with this man. I mean, he is a...
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, I know. Scary, huh? But your experience, your wisdom, your process, your research, your evolution is just uncanny. And it is so unorthodox. But it is so authentic. And you are willing to get to the core. Not many people are willing to do that.
That's true. I mean, people would rather die.
Now, Jeffory and I were talking, and we're going to continue this conversation so that we don't override what we had already discussed in part 1. We're going to move it into, we're going to move to the next directive because we already have a part 1 out there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now,
Just flow.
Yeah. Let's go back into, and I asked you to take a few notes because we were on such a roll in our conversation. I wanted you to take notes, and I trust you did.
Yeah. Well, I got so many notes. Which one do you want me to pick? You know?
Pick one. Let's go. Tag, you're it.
Oh. Okay. How about the end of time?
Yeah, you know, let's just start reeling, okay? Let's just continue our conversation, Jeffory. Let's just continue it. You pick up where we left off, and you start rolling, and I'll respond. How does that feel?
Okay. Yeah. Let's just let it flow out of me as you know. It's there. It's all written in my heart, just like it is in all of us. Everybody has a perfect script of everything they've ever experienced, not only in this lifetime but in past lives. It's we are the computer chips. So nothing goes unnoticed by the source inside of each of us. Everything we experience gets recorded, and so my journey has basically been to heal myself. As a chiropractor, I was really good at helping other people out of pain, but then I went through some personal challenges and left practice to heal myself. And that was back in 1990 that I went through these wall of divorce, and so I've definitely walked the road less traveled. As a successful chiropractor, I was at the top of my game when the Creator decided to, I guess, do the old the Moses trick and strip me of all my assumed, rungs on the ladder that I thought I had climbed.
Yeah, your plaques on the wall.
all of those.
The veil that was keeping you disguised as something other than your beingness, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, everybody grows up in a certain tradition, and as a young child, we're so pliable, but it's the same light. And everyone on this earth plane, every one of humanity has this same light, and they are individually responsible, just like I am, for how they qualify that light, either constructively or destructively. It's really quite simple.
Yeah, it's all in the choosing, yes. We choose.
Yeah,
we just choose.
Free will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we're ignoring our own inner light, how are we going to see any light anywhere else? Really, quite frankly, how can you see the light if you don't understand it, how it emanates from within?
Yeah, and the journey to heal myself basically led me back to what most of us have forgotten, which would be, at least as far as this physical temple is concerned, I was like looking for a way to understand how I could be responsible for what I've created, and it led me back to my 9 months in the womb, and then also up to about age 3 or 4. As a general rule, most of humanity has forgotten conception to age 3 or 4. So the way I look at it, as far as history goes, we're simply repeating on the world stage what we forgot. Or in other words, history repeats itself. Or we're condemned to repeat that which we can't remember. So my journey has been one of trying to figure out where those blocks are that keep the unconscious mind unconscious and bring it into my conscious awareness.
Okay, I have a quick question, Jeffory. Now, in your processes, okay, with the, what you explained in part 1, about, doing the fetal position and, incorporating the water into your nostrils and, the pulsation of your belly button, which is really, we're going to talk about that more. But what I want to ask you right now, what's your, through those processes, what's your earliest memory of when things started going sideways? When, what is your earliest recollection from all those processes that suggested that somehow you got hijacked? Do you know? Do you recall?
Well, I've written a book, and the title of the book is called Let the Fetus Have Its Say. And so it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek way of expressing the fact that the fetal memories inside of all of us are having their say in the aging and death process, or death by natural causes. So the most significant benefit, I would say, is remembering that I had a twin sister that died at the beginning of our 4th month together.
In the womb?
Well, yeah.
In utero, you had a dead sister in utero?
Well, she was alive up until the beginning of our 4th month together.
No, then, oh man, let's go there. I want to hear this. What happened? I mean, was she extracted? I mean, did she just like, what happened? I mean, that's crazy.
Yes. And the effect of this experience of being with my favorite buddy for the first trimester plus a bit, and then she's gone, I repeated that in my relationships in marriage. In other words, my first impression with this closeness to another human being, I found a perfect mirror in my first wife, and we had 4 children together. And basically, at that 7-year itch point, I mean, there was just like this unconscious, it's like 2's company, 3's a crowd. So it's like in the womb there was 3 people, mom, dad, and the baby. And so it was just my, and for me there was my twin. So there was another one.
Okay, no, I want to get clear about something, Jeffory, and you haven't answered this yet. What happened to her? Did she get aborted, extracted, miscarriage? I mean, what happened?
My mother, after I remembered this experience, I went to my mother and asked her, but she was still alive, and I asked her about my gestation period, and she said that she almost miscarried at the beginning of our 4th month. So basically, my twin sister, it's like in the womb, there's competition for resources, and it was all fine for the first 4 months. And my parents, after I had an older brother, but my mom and dad were not living together after I was conceived with my sister. And I call her my buddy. And my book is basically dedicated to this memory of my buddy that and the effect that had on my entire life of losing my twin. So my parents had been separated, and they got back together at about 3.5 months in, and of course they hadn't been having any sex because they were apart. And then, of course, they're going to have sex during pregnancy, right? And so basically, my sister, according to my muscle testing, we both survived these maternal orgasms for the first 4 times, but on the 5th one, she wasn't able to recover. I guess they were excited to see each other, my parents, and they hadn't, so they did more sex. And anyway, we had our first 3.5 months together with no sex during pregnancy, and then this is what I've remembered, and so basically, it was either, I was sucking and pushing as hard as I could to maintain the flow in my umbilical cord, and so was she, but it was like there's only so much, and when the uterus contracts, it takes away the blood supply and the oxygen supply, and you can't get rid of your shit or your metabolic waste. So she died, and according to what I've remembered, she was in there for about 3 days before she bled out. So that was like the beginning of my 4th month in utero.
Okay. So she...
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I mean, because this is really a critical point. Because in utero, you're cooperating in a condo, your womb without a view, and you're sharing it with a twin who is now expired. So in a 3-day process, she actually evacuated. Would that be a true statement?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
My mother said she thought she went to the doctor because she started to bleed. And so she went to the doctor. The doctor did what he could, told her to stop doing anything, lay down, get plenty of bed rest, put her legs up. Anyway, and so she thought that everything was okay because she stopped bleeding and her belly kept getting bigger. But she didn't know that she had a spontaneous abortion of my twin sister.
Okay, so I want to get clear about a point right here. I just for my own mind, I just want to get clear. Was your mother cognizant that she actually was bearing twins? Was she really aware of it?
No.
So this is your cellular memory.
Yeah, this is what I remembered as a result of my, curling up in a ball every night after work, drawing water across my nasal membrane, staying still in the fetal position, loving the pain, and just letting the pulsing of my navel guide me.
That is so amazing. I mean, that is, oh man, that just twists my fucking melon, bro. Wow.
This is not unusual.
Yeah, I mean, really off the hook shit right here, man. This is fucking crazy cool. This is so cool.
Well, the Chinese. Let's talk about the Chinese one-child program. And the Chinese only want one male heir, right? So they started doing ultrasounds on the pregnant women very early on in gestation to determine if it's a boy or a girl. And if it's a girl, they abort it. Now, they would go in like maybe at, a month and a half, 2 months, and there would be 2 heartbeats. And then they'd plan to, and they really can't tell the sex until, like the end of the first trimester. So there's 2 heartbeats, and then they go in to do the abortion, and they do an ultrasound, there's only 1 heartbeat. So this is what's called vanishing twin syndrome. And it's extremely common with 1 in 8 of the people on this planet started as a twin. They go around feeling like they're missing a part of themselves their whole life. And they try to fill it up with relationships of whatever kind. It's that powerful.
Okay, let's stop for a second. In reference to what I consider to be a Chinese genocide, eugenics, whatever. They're manipulating a family unit for solidarity with male child or whatever they're doing, right? So how long ago did they start this imposition on their populace? Do you know when this program of genocidal eugenics started in the one-child program? Do you know when that started?
I don't know the exact year, but
it's pretty contemporary, though. If my memory serves me, it's not that long ago. I mean, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. It's not ancient. It's really actually more contemporary.
Right, and it's if you go and look at the lifestyle of the family unit in China, everything's made in China, and we're raping the country, and they're just like worker ants, they're I speak Mandarin Chinese. I was a missionary in Taiwan. I know a little bit about the culture because I invested a tremendous amount of energy learning the language and the culture. I minored in Chinese at Brigham Young University while getting my undergrads for pre-chiropractic school.
How many years ago was that, Jeffory? When were you in Taiwan as a missionary? And that was because of a Mormon missionary, right?
Yeah, it was 1976 to 1978.
And did you know Mandarin before that transport, before you became a missionary? And you were with family, or were you with a group, or how did you fly? At 74, we're about the same age, I think. So you were in your 20s.
Yeah, I was just 19.
Okay.
19 to 21 is the 2 years I spent. I was born in 1957, so.
Okay, so you weren't with your you weren't with your family at this time. You were on a missionary with like a group, or how did that work?
Well, the Mormon Church has like 70,000 missionaries in the field at any one time, and they're all, most of them, as a general rule, are young men and women. 19, 20, 21 age group. They also have, missionaries, like a retired couple wants to serve a mission after they've raised their kids and their family, and they want to. So there's that aspect of the missionary program too. But yeah, so
well, I want to ask you real quick, Jeffory. What motivated you at 19 to take on such a task? I mean, was it just because you were so religious, or I mean, were you really motivated to be a healer? What motivated you at 19 to do this?
Well, it was my choice, I think. But, when you look at it, when I look at it in hindsight, as far as programming goes and the pliable nature of a teenager's heart, it's like when we go to church, we're encouraged by the leadership to serve missions. The leadership of the Mormon Church, encourages all young men and women to go on a mission before they begin their profession and begin their family, just to kind of give them some life experience. And it actually it gave me a lot of life experience that I never would have had. So, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. I mean, to go to Taiwan and learn Mandarin at 19 is pretty impressive, regardless of the motive behind it. I mean, to have that under your experience, that's pretty profound.
Yeah.
Most people are still fucking around with joysticks and doing Xbox. They don't even fucking have a clue. So.
Well, there's a lot of benefits to going on a mission, because you're at a time in your life when you're making major decisions of marriage, occupation, blah, blah, blah. This gives you like a 2-year reprieve to kind of, grow up a bit before you dive into these bigger decisions.
Yeah, and then where did you meet your wife? Because you got four children, 7 grandchildren. Am I correct in that?
As far as I know, I have 7. I might have another one, but
that's grandchildren. But you have 4 children. Is that right?
Right. I met my wife at chiropractic school in Davenport, Iowa. We were both returned missionaries and both going to be chiropractors. So you can see right there, I was setting myself up to find my twin, right?
There you go. the elusive twin. When you're looking at flames, the dual flames, our components, our, other half, our better mirror, all those conceptual notions that we're actually striving to achieve as a completion, because we're incomplete. Misnomer. We're looking in the wrong direction, and we've been instrumented in these ideas that that's the way you go. You want to complete yourself, you find your other half. Like you're missing something, and it's always looking in the wrong direction. And we all been led down that fucking trail to the slaughterhouse. Everybody. And until we get hip, right? I mean, all of a sudden you go like, wait, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
This isn't my beautiful life. This isn't my beautiful wife. How did I get here? What the hell happened?
Yeah.
And this is why I love you so much, Jeffory, because, I mean, you came from so much diversification that most people can't even comprehend. You know, your root, your structure, and your abandonment issues are fucking off the hook major. Most people can't even comprehend where you're coming from. I do. And I thank you for sharing so, you know, consistently with me. I love our conversations. I mean, I learned so much.
I haven't had anybody that could understand what I'm saying for, 20 plus years. So that's why
I understand, bro. I so understand. And I really, I mean, I'm just looking forward to every conversation we have because it's so revealing.
Yeah, it's like everybody already knows this stuff. It's just in the unconscious mind. And so that's been my hope, is that if I can actually heal myself and uncover all the scars of the wounded child that block me from accessing my true self, my I am presence, then maybe I can help others remember what they've forgotten also.
Okay, we're working on this, aren't we, Jeffory? Individually, collectively, we're in a conversation. I mean, exactly. This is some serious shit. Let's talk about the retreat. And I just got off the phone with another invite, okay? Now, she was another guest on my ORIN Oracles. Her name is Kirsten Lazur. Now, I fell in love with Kirsten the second I fucking laid eyes on her and she opened her mouth and her heart and her mind. I went, who are you? Okay, so she called me. We were on the we were on the phone right up until 5 minutes before I contacted you for this program, and we covered a lot of territory. Okay, so the people that are going to be inclusive in the retreat are in for a treat. Because we're going to get deep. We're going to go through some things that most people aren't prepared for. We're going to really reveal ourselves. And it's not me and you, it's us. We are going to be in a collective consciousness. We are going to involve ourselves with finding out why we're so fucked up. We're going to really be honest with each other why we're so fucked up. You know, we're going to discover that wounded child. We're going to really look at our wounded child within. We're going to do a case study self on self. I am. And furthermore, we are going to embrace each other with comfort, confidence, and a level of security. We won't violate each other. Nobody is going to go there. We are going to go back to the womb. I mean, really, authentically, we're doing that shit. That's the retreat. That's what we're going to be doing. There's only going to be 12 invitees that are going to attend this in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia.
Yeah.
And it'll be profound. And what's our purpose here, Jeffory? Let's talk about purpose, okay? Now, you reached out to me and I listened because I really resonated with your information and your energy. I just listened. I went, man, who is this guy? And every conversation we have, it gets more, it just gets crazy cool.
I've listened to a lot of your interviews with different guests. I've learned a tremendous amount, not only from you, but from your guests. And I apply that in my life. And the more I listen to things you've done long before we met, I'm like, man, this is like a collision course. There's no way we could be kept apart. Yes.
Agreed. You know, we're finding the bond. And this is, and I keep repeating myself with this, but it's cognizant and conscious of why I'm pursuing this element. I am actually looking, waiting, patiently inviting, embracing people that are ready to go to the next level. Not people that are just kind of
Yeah,
sitting back on the sidelines watching the show, you know, eating their popcorn. I'm looking to embrace people that are ready to shift the gears and to shift the paradigm, shift the consciousness, and take it to a new level. And we're
hey,
going to do it with P
I got an idea.
therapy. You know, P therapy is a cue. That's a clue. That's an awakening. It works. So we're going to run
It
that
does.
as the main fuel is urine therapy. It's the main octane. That's the shit right there.
Right.
It's your stem cell enzyme. Let's get real.
That's right. And uh, everybody's going to have a different fucked upness because everybody experienced sex during pregnancy at a different timing during the 40 generations of cellular division from conception to a newborn baby. So it doesn't matter as long as we come together with the concept that we're going to heal ourselves of anything that blocks us from our source, and we're going to support each other in doing that, whatever it looks like. It might be that it might be just that simple, or it might just happen like twinkling of an eye, like it talks about in the scriptures, how our bodies will be changed from death to life in the twinkling of an eye. Doing a retreat with 12 people, like 12 disciples, whatever, you know, and we pierce the darkness with our consciousness. You know, the morphogenetic resonance affects everyone on the planet simultaneously.
Yes.
You know, it can be real simple, I think.
Now, here's a concept that this was from a book study I did back in, I don't know, late 90s, okay? And this had to do with shape-shifting and consciousness in a big way through meditation and conscious thought. Now, I can't recall the name of the book, but I absolutely remember what they were expressing and experience. They were in Serbia. They were in the middle of the war zone when all of the genocide was going on, and they were holding not prayer but meditation, high consciousness, holding space, and they would go in this collaboration of a mindset for hours, 12, 14 hours, and they had assistance. So if they needed anything, there was always somebody there to support, but they stayed focused. Now, there was an element of invasion, and they had to evacuate the compound that they were in. And they went out into the fields, and they laid down in the fields. Soldiers with automatic weapons were walking right past them, and they were invisible. Invisible. Now, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. But this is actual. They totally shape-shift themselves into grass or whatever. They were walking right by him. They could hear the boots walking by him. And they were invisible. And as soon as the soldiers passed, they went back to the compound. They were right back in the meditation. Fucking powerful stuff right there, bro. That's just crazy.
Yeah, and all we have to do is access our true self. And there's so many blockages been put in place to keep death in play here on the planet. And we talked about it last time, like vaccinations and circumcision and spanking or whatever. But, you know, before we were even born, this sex during pregnancy thing is the big lie because it's not safe for the fetus. And this is the biggest thing that I bring forth in my book, Let the Fetus Have It Say. In other words, why can't we point the camera at the fetus during the sexual experience and let the fetus tell us whether it likes it or not?
No, that would be an interesting, yeah, that would be an interesting, visual, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'd have something to talk about in Sunday school.
Yeah, that would be an interesting visual to do the sonogram during that occurrence to see how the fetus is reacting to the experience. That would be fucking amazing.
Well, they did this, and I have the research, but they shut it down. This was done in the 70s. When the ultrasound first came out. Now, the level of technology today is so far advanced above what they did in the 70s. But what they found in the 70s was that, the fetus wasn't a happy camper. But he had no choice, he or she had no choice but to take up the yin-yang, that feeling of helplessness and hopelessness. So I have this research, and it took
And
me,
is that a part of
I had
your
to go to
book?
the library.
Do you include that research as a part of your book?
I have the references that people can go and search it on PubMed, but I had to go to the library. I had to, if you aren't a doctor, an MD, and you try and get full text on PubMed, you got to pay $85 a pop. And I'm sorry, I have no funding. So actually went to my
your book is
library.
Your book is available online with no cost. Is that correct?
Well, not exactly, but if you got Amazon Prime, you can read it on Kindle for free.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm asking.
$4.99.
I mean, people can access it if they want, but it's a nominal fee to actually own your script, I would imagine.
Yeah, $4.99. It's only an ebook. When I decided to do everything in my power to share what I've been given, this information from inside myself, in 2012 on Father's Day is when I published this on Amazon, and they have total rights to the publishing rights. I get a kickback, a percentage, but they're the ones that I figured nobody's listening to me anyway. I'll do what I can. I'll get ready, and maybe that's I was just preparing for you and I. I don't know.
Okay, so let's plug the book. Let's plug the book for a second. Give title. Let's plug it right now. Tell them about your book, what they can look for, how they can find.
All right. If you go to my Facebook page, Jeffory H. Schofield, I got the name of my book there, and also my YouTube channel. And anything that I would want to speak during this interview with WeDo, you can research on your own with those two references. So WeDo and I are only going to scratch the surface. There's 20 plus years of me digging within myself and then within the existing literature to come up with this plausible explanation for what I was experiencing when I'd curl up in a ball and my belly button would fall.
I love that part of the story about the pulsing of the belly button is so significant, and we've talked about this several times. So I get it. I really, really get it about how significant that particular aspect is the pulsation of the belly button. It's so. That's a great gravity of understanding right there of how important that is in my mind.
Yeah, because we all had this bolus of blood that was pulsing out the umbilical cord towards our placenta, and that's basically the universal pulse. Now, in the umbilical cord, there was like an impossible nightmare plumbing situation because we had simultaneous flow in both directions because you got two arteries and one vein. Anyway, I go into great detail in my book as far as the in utero breathing mechanism, and believe me when I say I wouldn't believe what I'm saying if I hadn't experienced it. And it's only because it's a labor of love for me to even attempt to communicate this again, because I have been ridiculed, even persecuted by my peers, friends, and family for over 20 years for saying that sex during pregnancy needs to be questioned. And it's like, all I get back is silence. Like, because the hurt child inside of each of the people I've tried to share this with is so numb that they don't even know how to respond.
Yeah. Damaged goods. Damaged goods. Damaged goods.
Right.
Now,
I'm a trucker. I know what damaged goods means.
Now, something I would like you to do right now, Jeffory, if you're okay with this. You shared one of your poems with me earlier today, and that shit was for real. That moved me deeply. And if you wouldn't mind sharing that script again, I think it's valuable knowledge, and it's very deep. And I ask the listening audience, listen carefully. This shit is for real.
All right, I'm going to go real slow. This came right out of my heart. I wrote this March 1st, 2009. Now we do, Casey, before I start, the title of my poem is The Cast of Birth, a poem. So can you tell me what the word cast means to you?
C-A-S-T?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it has several meanings. It could be your ensemble on stage. It could also mean that, like a casket, a cast, that you're putting it in bondage. So it has several meanings that can be applied. And so when you, so you define your definition of cast regarding this piece of work.
Well, most of us have studied the astrology and the alignment of the stars and planets when we're born affects our energy. And you have, all the different, just tons and tons of this information. So this is the cast of birth. It's like, when you cut the cord, it's like the die is cast. You put the molten steel into the die, and it's cast. It's not.
There you go.
It's fixed, immobile things.
I understand.
So that's what I mean by the cast of birth. So here we go, and I'm going to read slowly, and just close your eyes and just feel what you feel. Don't try and intellectualize, because this is just poetry.
And there's a lot to it. It's not a little verse of ditty. Take patience. If you're listening now, take patience. Yeah. Listen carefully.
It will take me three minutes or so to read through this.
Yeah.
It's not, 3 minutes. Can you attention span of 3
minutes?
Hey,
I'm here. You got my attention.
Well, it'll be just me and you. If everybody else goes to sleep, that's okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. At birth, the die of my life was cast, this life spent seeking my other half. So seek I shall, and seek I must, till I return to lonely dust. Time is the mist which shrouds our quest to be as we were when in mom's nest. No justice can squelch that burning fire which turns each man into a liar. This lie was first to us told by mothers who tell what they were told. The lie that fuels society's ills is one which under covers thrills. Lovers from all ages past to fall in love in love at last. What is this lie which makes us die for one thin slice of that sweet pie? We give our heart, our mind, our soul to feel again that we are whole. Yet, pain of the truth steals away the pleasures of the fleeting day. We give and give to give again in hopes that we can once again live with them we once swam about. Mother dear, now that I am out, I miss you so, there is no doubt. What is this fear? To never from true love depart. Great I am, awaken now, the courage to ban this broken vow, to never again disturb the nest wherein lies a child at rest. Respect the child within us all, to never again not hear its call. Please let me build my temple in peace. Don't rob from me my air to cease. My womb turned dungeon at your whim, all your goddamn mother fuckerin'. The same was done to you, dear Dad. That's why in life you've been so sad. No words can reach that hidden place within your soul. Death has no face. Time wears you down just like before when your dad knocked at your mother's door and sowed the seed of the oldest lie that all men are merely born to die. So, time must end to see death go back to the light, into the glow. So now I shed some light on this. My other half, my placenta is. All love is a shadow of those warm, dark days when no cares came before our gaze. So futile are these words I feel, to break the chain of death, but still I write them to the great I am, the only hope left for a man. Hear my cry, Father dear, help me to live in love, not fear. I am you, I love you, my light, my love, ascend, ascend, and then transcend the veil which blinds all human eyes to the Father of all lies. We call him Satan, Lucifer, with a red pitchfork and silken cape, feels like my womb, for heaven's sake. The pitchfork has 3 prongs, you see, 2 veins and 1 artery. The silken cape, red and black, are the same colors in which I used to nap. So we blame it on Satan or blame it on God when life gives us our death, 6 feet under the sod. So, quiet down cobwebs, dust go to sleep. I'm killing my babies, even as they sleep. 'Twas done to me, seems fair enough, to pass this lie before I die. Life and lie, only off by 1 letter. Fuck starts with an F, doesn't get any better. So save your fucking to create the nest. But after that, dear man, give it a rest. All other creatures, great and small, respect this code of life, even after man's fall. So if you don't believe I have exposed the lie, that all men are condemned to die, you're right, because thinking makes it so. What is faith? It's what you think, feel, and say every moment of every day. So you've done it to yourself. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You are the creator of your destiny. So living or dying, it's your choice. Free will is the gift from the great I am. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, Jeffory, those are some deep and profound words. That shit's for real. Okay, so in view of what you just shared with us, let's go back into the womb conversation. And you were talking about the two nerve endings. And we talked about that earlier. Let's go into expressing what that looks like, okay? You remember what I'm talking about now?
Okay.
Let's talk about that, because I think that...
Your varicose vein issue?
Well, yes. Okay, and then the two nerve endings, and I mean, this shit on a physiological scale, most people can't even grasp what we're talking about, okay? But we're going to twist their melon right now. Let's go there.
Okay. Let's just go to some basic anatomy of your other half, which was your cord and placenta. Okay?
Yes, let's go there.
In the umbilical cord, each person's umbilical cord is as unique as the person. Sometimes there's like 7 or 8 spirals, like a vortex, and sometimes there's up to 200, depending on how badly fucked up they are, what the gene pool's like. But anyway, inside of this umbilical cord, there are 2 arteries and 1 vein. Now that umbilical cord gets cut off when you're born. Now if you were to follow the pathway of those 2 arteries and 1 vein after it goes inside of your navel, 2 of them will go down to just below your crotch on the inside of your leg, and the other one comes up and goes to the liver area, and then it bifurcates, and part of the blood goes directly into the heart, and the rest of it goes into the liver.
All out of the umbilical cord.
Casey and I were...
That's fucking off the hook, man. That shit is just like mind blown.
Well, when we're born, these 2 arteries in the vein that are inside the body, they basically shrivel up and they become what's called the round ligament and the ductus venosus. But those are too big of words for right now. So let's just take it then to the placenta. The placenta is small when we are small, and as we get bigger inside our mom's tummy, the placenta gets bigger. But we are building it. The placenta and cord come from the original sperm and egg. So it is you. This is your literal other half. And when we're born, we go around trying to find our other half or recreate that feeling of intimacy we had in the womb. And this is what we call love. When you go looking for a relationship, you go navel to navel with another person, you're basically reading their energy field to see if they're fucked up as about the same way you are, and that's called chemistry. And then you go make more babies, and they're fucked up, and I mean that in the kindest sense, because if we didn't have this experience, none of us would be here. But the death programming is imposed because we violate the law of not having sex during pregnancy. Basically what I'm saying is the religious institutions of our day have changed the original meaning of the word adultery to mean, only have sex with your partner. But what it also meant, besides this, is not lay with your wife during gestation.
Okay, and let's stop there. Let's let's stop there for 1 second, Jeffory. I just want to interject something in the stream of this consciousness because this is so profound. Okay, so as a species, humans are the only real species that violate this idea. Would that be a correct statement? I mean, other species, absolutely. Animals, I mean, you know, they fuck and there it is. The baby's happening and they don't go fucking anymore, right? But humans violate this boundary. Is that a true statement?
Right.
Okay, I just I wanted to clarify that.
True. Now, the origin in the Bible, it talks about the original sin, and it's in an allegory of the forbidden fruit. So basically, having sex during pregnancy is the forbidden fruit. Plain and simple.
That's really something, isn't it? I mean, you know, and I mean, I fucked my wife all the way through, right up to the last end, licked her all the way to the end, okay, when my sons came out. So I'm in that conversation. Absolutely. I didn't give it any, no consideration. Zero.
I love sex during pregnancy.
Yes.
But you see, what I remembered is actually happening is we're so fucked up, and our inner child is so damaged that and the little baby is so willing to love unconditionally its parents that as we engage in this pleasure thing, the fetus gives its heart, it gives its whole to try and rebuild the hurt child within the parents. And that's why, you know, they steal our hearts when they come out, because they've given us and that's the ties that bind, the family ties, the thicker than blood, the mafia for that matter. It's really profound how deep the effect of sex during pregnancy has on the unconscious mind, and how why all these ills of society are being repeated, because we've all forgotten it.
And we procure it by condition, and as you suggested, because of religious restructure, that it was okay. That we could, you know, go ahead and fuck your wife, doesn't matter, okay? Right? Isn't that what you said? That it restructured in a religious accordance. They made it okay. Would that be a true statement?
Now, maybe there's some listeners who have heard of Zarathustra or the Zarathustrian religion. It's one of the oldest religions on the planet. And the main tenet of that religion, this is in Iraq. Strange enough, that's where America wants to kill everybody in Iraq right now. But anyway, it was forbidden to have sex during pregnancy in the religion. That was the main tenet of the religion. But the dark forces know that if they can get mankind to have sex during pregnancy, that will enslave them enough that they can't get in touch with their source, their I am presence. So we have these 5 major religions on the planet, and they each have their ethereal heaven, they each have their God, and they each have their legions of angels that come and collect the spirits of the dead when they die, take them back for a little rest, bring them back, and they re-embody and try again. So we have competition on both sides of the veil for control of this fleshly temple, and the spirit for that matter. So to end death on the physical plane here, that is the big picture of the Creator from the beginning, but He gave us free will. And we have continued over the eons of time to continue to have sex during pregnancy. All these animals, birds and fishes, as a symbolic gesture of why, how you should treat your mate after she is conceived. Now, a very interesting scripture in the Bible that anybody that comes from that place would like to hear is the end of time. The guy that ends time, this angel, he swears by everything in the heavens, everything in the earth, and everything in the sea that time shall be no more. So, what is time? Time is nothing more or less than everything we've forgotten from conception to age 3 or 4. So if we're going to end time, it's going to be a collective agreement of humanity, and the animals, birds, and fishes are going to go extinct because we're not going to need their example anymore. This is all in the I Am books of Saint Germain, if you haven't read them. But anyway, it's like the Creator could see the end from the beginning. And so he created all the animal, birds, and fishes as an example and gave us our free will. And we just keep fucking it up.
Go figure. You know, you're a deep motherfucker, my friend. I just love you so much, man. I mean, you don't just bring a plate of fucking chips, man. You bring the whole buffet. Yeah, and I love this. You know, Jeffory, you know, I want people to know Jeffory will be at the retreat. Why? Because he's a deep motherfucker. He's going to bring a lot to the table. We're all going to have conversations. It'll twist our melons. And we're all incorporated. We're all included. And there's only going to be 12 of us. Well, 13. 14 with Nancy. But 12 invited people. Are you one of them? I don't know. Would you like to be? I mean, I already know Jeffory and I are on that page. I've had conversations with others. But I'm talking to the people listening. Are you interested in having this conversation and going deeper than you ever gone before? It's up to you to consider. You decide. You let me know if you really want to qualify yourself to participate in a really beautiful embryonic journey. And we are going to go looking for that wounded child. And we're going to see if we can find how to open those wounds so they bleed out, so we can seal and heal and really restore ourselves into a holistic being. What a fucking concept, eh?
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
How are we going to achieve this shit?
Let's go.
I'm ready. I am totally ready to rip my soul wide open. I'm ready, personally. You know, and I'm seeking my, my tribe. I'm looking for them. I'm looking for people.
You're in therapy. I've watched enough of your videos to know that you don't go at anything half-ass. You know, you're all in.
Yeah, well, I'm committed to healing. And not just myself. I want to exchange that with everybody. I want to experience that with everybody. I have only one purpose anymore, and it is my mission. I want to heal myself and be happy and joyful and really live life to the fullest possibility that I can discover. And also, I want to welcome others to join me, to discover that possibility within themselves. Because I don't want to ride this surf alone. I mean, I really want to, I just want to excel in a tribal with that awakening happening with everybody that I can find. And I'm looking patiently, lovingly, embracingly, and you know what? They keep appearing. That's how Jeffory and I connected. He appeared. And I listened. Yes. And I am grateful, my friend. I am really grateful for having you in my tribe, bro. You're the shit, dude.
Hey, can I do the proverbial calling of the tribe with my didgeridoo?
Yeah, do that. You just got the didge, right? You just, new breathing exercise. You just got a didge like this week, right? Did you just get that?
Yeah, I just bought it. Now, here we go. Here goes the calling of the tribe, like the 12 tribes of Israel.
Awesome. I was drumming. Ha!
I heard that. Hey.
Digging drums.
Yeah. I love that deep sound of the dig.
Oh, man.
The deep that calls to the deep.
I love you, bro. You know what? We're going to wrap this up because we're going to leave their tongues hanging out a little bit. You know, we don't want to spill all of our candy in the lobby. We're going to have some posture and disclosure. This is part 2, but we're only getting started. We're just getting started, right, Jeffrey? We haven't even scratched the scratch. We haven't even.
I said, if I've got your attention a little bit, it's only a little bit compared to what I have to offer, and I don't have the time to spoon feed you. So grab the bull by the horns, get my book, read it, look at all my videos on YouTube, especially the one of the chicken embryo. Now, I don't know if Casey's ever watched it, but I captured the effect of sex during pregnancy with a chicken embryo, 8-day-old chicken embryo, and it's on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is spelled LIAMBSDEN, and it's spelled out on my YouTube, on my Facebook page. If you just click on my name and my Facebook page, you'll see the name of my book and my YouTube channel. And please go watch that chicken embryo, because the animals, birds, and fishes don't lie. People do. Now, this little chick embryo will teach you more about your inhuman experience than I could ever in 1,000 words. So just go watch it.
Yes, indeed. Jeffrey, we're going to be hooking up real soon. You and I know that. I'll be back in Missouri. We both live in Missouri, so we're going to be hooking up before we know it. And we're going to be chilling and hanging. He's going to come to Orintown, and I'm going to go to his crib too. Ha ha. Prior to the retreat. You want to be a part of the retreat? Let me know, because that window's going to close real quick. If you want to be a part, you better give a shout out soon, because we're limiting it to a small, intimate group of participants who really want to go deep and see how fucked up we really are. Hello? Ha ha! Can you hear me now?
Yeah, and we're...
Yeah, right? I mean, how far are you willing to go down that rabbit hole? I mean, I've looked down a lot of rabbit holes. I've done a lot of research. I've covered a lot of subjects. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm an analyst. But what is the most important subject that we can cover? I would call it the I am, the self on self, awareness, awakening, alignment, and grounding ourselves so that we can actually show up authentically 100% as the I am, a human being. What a concept.
Amen.
And I look forward to it, man. Every beautiful human being that I have the opportunity to embrace, man, I so love that shit. I love that shit. So, Jeffrey, thank you for your time, bro. I love you so much. I just love you so much.
Accolades back at you.
Man, we're just getting started. I'm telling you, we could go on and on and on, but we're not going to spill all the candy in the lobby. We're going to leave them with their tongues hanging out a little bit here, my friend. More to come.
Well, it's impossible. I've experienced so much. I always say I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't experienced it. So I don't want them to die from choking on too much information either. So
yeah, exactly. And I learned this a long time ago, man. I just learned it a long time ago because I would speak to coliseums full of people. You just want to give them enough to keep their appetite so that they don't, you don't want to give them that third plate from the buffet table that they're pushing away because they can't take another bite. It's a lot of information. We covered some we covered some shit today, bro. Big time. Deep shit. Yeah. This isn't just about drinking pee. This is some deep shit, man.
But it correlates with drinking your pee.
Of course. I mean, it's all source. It's so beautiful and poetic. I mean, it's so poetic. It's so poetic. How it all correlates.
Now, if there's some of the listeners who didn't hear the first part of our interview that got cut off at about 45 minutes, you know, it'd be good if you went back and listened to that one so that you can kind of piece together as much as you can from what we do, or Casey and I have shared.
Yes.
So I just wanted to get that in there. There's just so much.
Yes, we've covered a lot, and that's why it was important that we did this second part. You know, that it was important because we were only getting started when we got cut off. So again, thank you for coming back and joining me, because I really value your experience, your knowledge, your practitionering, and your camaraderie. I really appreciate you, Jeffory. Big time. I love you, dear. I just love you dearly.
Just getting started.
We're just getting started.
I've been looking for my I've been looking for my people for a long time.
Yeah, so, well, welcome to the peeps. There's a lot of peeps out there, man. Beautiful peeps. Lots of them. And I welcome you.
And the thing that's beautiful about urine therapy is you don't need to know nothing. You just need to drink your pee.
Drink your pee. How hard is that? Not hard. Drink your pee. You know, get back to me. Oh, what do I do next? Oh, drink your pee and then get back to me. Now what do I do? Drink your pee, get back to me. Tell me what happens after that. Tell me your transformation. Tell me how you healed yourself. That's what I want to hear. I'm tired of hearing myself. I already know what I've done and who I am and how I'm going on and conducting my business as a human being. I want to hear your story. Share it with me. You know, let's go, folks. Drink your pee. Be happy. Heal yourself. Know that you are blessed. You're a miracle. Enjoy that shit. Spread it around. Love yourself. Love everybody else. And just remember. Boom! Hey! Ha! You just been loved. Say goodbye now, Jeffory. We're leaving. Say goodbye now.
Have a good night, everybody. I'm going to say a little bit in Chinese to my people here so they know I really do speak Chinese, okay?
Yeah, Mandarin, right?
Yeah, Mandarin. 所以我跟你们说一点中国话，如果你们有一些中国朋友，你可以听他们来听我现在说的话，你可以问他们我说的国语好不好听。
You want to translate that real quick? Because that was hilarious, man.
Yeah, well, I basically said, if you have any Chinese friends, go ask them to come and listen to what I just said in Chinese and ask them if my Chinese has an accent or if it sounds like perfect Mandarin. That's what I asked them to do.
So beautiful. Jeffory, thank you, and thank you. This has just been awesome. And I'm gonna go now.
Well, we're gonna have so much fun. You know, waking up and remembering the little child inside is going to be so much fun.
It already is. It already is. So I love you all. thanks for joining us. You know, really, thank you. And Jeffrey, thank you. Man, this has been great. Really cool.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right. Next time I'm on your show, I'll play my accordion for him. I'll play When the Saints Go Marching In.
Oh, yeah, right. He plays accordion. How's that? Next time, stick around. Okay, I'm out now, Jeffrey. I gotta go. I love you guys.
All right, later.
All right, bye.